Oh, excuse me. Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? I hope you are finding this well and in good spirits. Typically, when I'm on here, I'm like giving spiritual advice and all that. And today, I am going to take my advice, my own advice, about speaking up. You came into my awareness, Proverbs 31:8-9, about speaking up for those that are less fortunate and those that are needy and things of that nature. And I have been speaking up, but now I'm just doing it in this way. So I'm here just to speak on individuals that have Alzheimer's, the elderly, and those that may have suffered strokes, because this is a part of my story. So last year in 2016, I was in Buffalo, New York, and I had the opportunity to care for one of my family members. 2 years prior to that, she had a stroke, and then found out she had dementia as well, or Alzheimer's disease. And I went. They just asked me to go to make sure she was bathed, and in the course of going there, I found that she needed more care than what she was being given. Uh, I have, experienced my grandmother. She had Alzheimer's, so I kind of could see the signs of her not being able to take care of herself. She was also there with her son, but he wasn't in the greatest state of mind either. The most he could do was make sure that she didn't hurt herself or go up the steps. Um, so the house was pretty bad shape. Work could have been done to make it more accommodating for her. What I also noticed is that, you know, um, in the course of living there, her health wasn't a priority. Um, my cousin's name is Irena Anderson. She's from Lackawanna, New York, and it's kind of, I mean, I'm gonna speak out against injustice. I don't care who it is, family or not. She was under the care of her sister, Blenda Randolph. She's her power of attorney and her medical proxy. So what I'm going to speak on is what I witnessed while I was there, and information that was given to me by Irena and also her son. So if a person has a stroke, I'm sure they're not supposed to smoke cigarettes, but it was made sure that she had cigarettes every 2 weeks, a carton, whether she really smoked them or not. She wasn't getting proper nutrition. Every day it was McDonald's breakfast. Every day, like 6 sandwiches for her and her son. Um, and she would get Meals on Wheels, which for her condition, it had a lot of dairy, and dairy isn't really good for her as well. And then some days after Meals on Wheels would come at 11, she didn't have anything to eat unless they ordered out, which would be pizza and wings and things of that nature, not really anything to help build her strength back. She wasn't sleeping in her bed. She wasn't going upstairs to sleep in her bed. When I went to the house, her bedroom smelled of urine and cigarette smoke, and it wasn't cleaned out. She was spending most of her time sleeping in the chair in her living room. She wasn't being taken outside for regular exercise or being taken to the doctor for regular checkups. I told her sister to make a doctor's appointment because she needed to see a doctor or a podiatrist for her feet. Her toenails weren't being clipped or anything like that. And she basically took her time to make an appointment. I told her this in July of 2016, and her appointment wasn't until December. One thing that her sister kept pointing out is that she doesn't have money like that. She doesn't have money like that. People that know my cousin know that she kept money, that she wasn't broke. She also was getting payments. Her son was helping her with the rent for the house or whatever. So it just struck me as that was her focal point. She doesn't have money like that. In the course of living there, I did help her get housework done. There's a program called Ivy League, and they do insulation for low-income homes, and she basically has a 3-family home, and they insulated the whole house for free. And to my knowledge, her sister also was a part of the same program, but didn't see fit to do that for her sister, to make sure her energy, would be down lower, like the heat bill would be lower, just simple things. Yeah. And it's not like I'm praising myself, because I know I could have done better by her while I was there. I mean, I did buy her food, but I also had to beg her sister to bring groceries. She would just bring groceries whenever she felt like it. Sometimes it took weeks to a month for her to get food so I can cook for her. Also, based on Rena's income, she should have money in the bank. At the point where I started to realize that things were bad, I guess it was already, I'm not gonna say it was too late, but I'm like kind of jumping around because there's a lot going in, like flowing in my head about this situation. But when I did first move there, Rena did let me know whether she had, whatever her dementia state was, she had clear moments, and she told me that she needed a lawyer. I didn't understand why she needed a lawyer till I was about 9 months in and realizing she wasn't being taken care of properly. And then talking to her son and asking her son how, did her sister come cook her meals? He's like, yes, only on the weekends. How often was she changed? Because at this point she was in a brief. And this is prior to me coming there. He let me know that her sister would come change her maybe once a day, maybe twice. So Rena would sit in a soiled diaper for 12 plus hours. That's elderly neglect. Yeah. So the information that I had, I asked Larry how did, her sister become, which would be Blenda, the power of attorney. And he said that she was waiting there when she came home from the hospital with a paper that she had to sign. Well, when you sign a paper, you have to be in front of a notary. So that paper has to be notarized. So if Rena wasn't present and that paper got notarized, there's some fuck shit going on. Excuse my language. I also talked to the lawyer, which the power of attorney paper was drawn under, and told him what was going on. He did nothing. And I think it's Petricca or something like that in Lackawanna, New York. I'm not sure exactly what his name is, but I know where his office is. And he did nothing but inform the power of attorney that basically I was snooping. I'm looking out for my cousin's welfare, because no one was looking out for my cousin's welfare. She hadn't been out the house. I took her for walks to try to build her strength. Nobody was taking her to family events. They would just leave her in the house and basically rob her of her money, because that's what was going on. I know, based off of math, that she should have had a good amount of money in her bank account, yet her sister was saying that she had no money. In February of this year, 2016, my cousin, later to find out she had pneumonia. So they took her to the hospital to find out she had pneumonia, and they found out she had other issues going on, which probably could have been prevented with proper nutrition and no cigarettes in the house. And her sister, when I did tell her sister about she doesn't need a cigarette, she's like, well, she deserves a pleasure. And I also informed her that food is a pleasure too. It's nutrition. She does deserve that as well. So after that, and if I get in trouble, I don't care. I did open up her bills because I was living in the house taking care of her, and I wanted to know what her bills were. I wanted to know how much things cost because I wanted to help pay for some of the bills in the house. And then I also became aware of her income, and then I started to do some math, and it doesn't make any sense. You know, it doesn't make any sense that she doesn't have money, or she doesn't have new clothes, or she doesn't have the things that she needs when she needs them. It makes no sense that she doesn't have those things. So I did call the Erie County for elderly services and filed a report. And at that time, Rena was in the hospital, between the hospital and the nursing home. Blenda moved her to her home and basically evicted me out of the house because I found out that she was taking her money and using it for whatever she wanted to use it for, not for the betterment of Rena, not for the upkeep of her home, not for anything for Rena other than cheap food and takeout and diapers and briefs. She needed a new bed. She didn't buy her a new bed because she was falling out of the twin bed on the first floor. I at least got her to sleep downstairs so she wouldn't have to walk up down the steps, but she would roll out of the twin bed, and since she didn't buy her a bed, I had to give her an older. I basically sacrificed the bed I was sleeping on so she can have a bed to sleep on so she wouldn't, fall onto the floor. Even telling her sister that she didn't do anything to help that situation. But back to my cousin. So when she went to the hospital, my aunt, one of my other aunts, she works at the same hospital she was admitted to, and she was talking to Blenda, and Blenda said that she was going to put me out there. She was grateful for all that I did, but she was going to put me out the house and take Rena with her and finally give Rena the care she deserved. So she hit me with eviction papers, but I moved anyway. I moved back to Pennsylvania. When I went there in August of this year, 2017, family was telling me that no one has seen Rena since she's moved with Blenda. Blenda has gotten a new vehicle since then. Blenda's children have moved into Rena's house, as well as her brother. Her son hasn't seen her in a very long time, because her son hasn't seen her in several months. They also told me that someone was caring for her and took a picture of how Rena was being taken care of. This is hearsay. I don't know for sure because I haven't seen her or talked to her, but they told me that she was being barricaded in a room so she couldn't get out, that her dementia got worse because she's basically in a room by herself all day. And these are just the things that are going on. When I called for elderly neglect, nothing seemed to happen, and I'm not sure what action I should take, so this is the action that I'm taking, just to gain, so people know what's going on, that elderly people with dementia are being taken advantage of, and someone that's close to me, a family member, is being taken advantage of. Her money is being stolen from her. It's not being used for her well-being, and I didn't know what else to do, so I'm making this video. So if you see this video, please share it to gain awareness. Also, if you want to find Blenda Randolph and check up on my cousins for me, if you're in the Buffalo or Lackawanna area in New York, her address is 92 Palm Street, Lackawanna, New York. Please check up on my cousin. Make sure she's doing well. Make sure no fuck shit is going on. Excuse my language again, but I'm just very upset by this because I've talked to family about this several times and no one can do anything because Blenda has the power of attorney. Blenda has control of someone's life and she's not doing right by her. No. Excuse me, my brother just asked me a question. But that's my story. And I just want care for my cousin, proper care, proper nutrition, proper exercise. I would love nothing more than to be back there, helping her, just helping her, getting her outside, getting her fresh air, getting her exercise. But please, like, I mean, I don't care if you like this. So I really would like you to share this with someone to let them know. And my cousin's address as well is 142 Wilson Street in Lackawanna, New York. That's her home address. She's not there currently. She's at 92 Palm Street in Lackawanna, New York. So please, check on my cousin if you're in that area. Make sure she's all right. Go by and say hi, even if she doesn't know you. If she does know you, just please. I just want to make sure she's okay and she's being taken care of properly. And she's not being, hopefully she's not being left alone. Because she was left alone for 2 years, but something that on paper it's not stable to take care of her. So I just hope she's been looked after. That's all I can ask. Thank you for watching this, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.